Hey team, here we go back again for another review of your week of work that's coming up. Now you're entering into your new phase of programming, which is going to take you right up into the new year, and let's jump right into it. So from a group class model, there's going to be another video that's in the group class message that might have some information that's different than this one, but in your strength stuff, you're going to be going into what we call a 10-8-6-4 modified method. So for the next 3 weeks, you're going to be building your intensity into the monster liftoff, and what you're going to be doing is a very simple low volume, high intensity training block where you're just going to simply go in the first week. You have 9-7-5, and all you do is a light to the 9, a moderate to the 7, and a gut busting set of 5. You make it as hard as possible on your set of 5. Okay, so get spotters out, keep it safe, but really push the load on those numbers. And each week, that little 9-7-5 is going to become 7-5-3, 5-3-2. So you're going to be building across the week as we go into the monster liftoff on January 2nd. Now, for the energy system work within the group class model, we're going to be using what I call a conjugate method, which isn't an appropriate name, but it works for this, I suppose. The conjugate method usually implies that you're working on multiple different strength or energy system modalities at the same time, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So you're going to still have a lactate burst session, you're going to have a mixed modal HIIT session, you're going to have an aerobic capacity session, and an aerobic power session throughout the week. So you have almost all the energy systems worked within one week of training. So that's why I call it the conjugate method. You're just kind of getting like everything thrown at you. Now within your pre and post work, on Wednesday, I have programmed for you to still have your cardiac output. You always, from a health and a performance perspective, should be doing some form of long duration aerobic capacity. So I'd like you to be able to keep that in once a week. It will remove out at some point, but it won't be for a few more weeks, okay? So you got steady state cardio once a week in there. Fit it in whenever you want. I put it on Wednesday. Honestly, do it whenever you have time. Weekend, whatever, doesn't matter, okay? Then in all your rest of your pre-workout stuff, you're continuing with your pace method. We've gone from 75 to 60 to 45 to 30, so we're now on 30-second rest intervals, and we're mixing it up with some post-exhaustion gymnastics work. So you have two of the exact same workouts on Friday and Monday this week, and essentially what you're going to do is you're going to use your 500 meter pace row and your 1200 meter pace bike, and you're going to be interspersing that with some strict and dynamic gymnastics work. So what that means is you're going to be using a post-exhaustion method within your gymnastics work. So as an example here, I'm just reading off the screen behind me, you're going to do strict ring pull-ups for sets of 3 to 5. So you have to modify or load the movement to fit that rep bracket, because the rep bracket matters, because we're sticking within a low end of functional hypertrophy and high end of relative strength for those ones. And then you take a 10-second break and you instantly jump into a kipping motion, which is going to extend the set and extend the work capacity that you have within that movement. So in this example, it starts with strict ring pull-ups into into kipping ring muscle-ups. And you want to make sure that you're doing repeatable, unbroken sets on the post-exhaustion sets. That also goes into handstand push-ups. So you do strict handstand push-ups on 3 to 5 rep range, and then jump right into kipping handstand push-ups after a 10-second break for a repeatable, unbroken set. And then you do that for 3 rounds, and then you jump back into your pace work. So you're going to be jumping back and forth between gymnastics and pace work as we have been, but with a post-exhaustion training modality. Then on Tuesday, you have some more pace work, because we're going to continue working on that, and you have it with what I just termed control work, which is some really good structural balance work and pelvic and rib cage control work and breathing control work, okay? So all you're doing is carrying a single dumbbell and a single kettlebell. So the first one is a farmer's walk, the second one is an overhead kettlebell position, and you're working on your breathing, your bracing mechanics while moving, okay? And this will be inside of your pace work. So it becomes a bit of like the recovery as well as a little bit of the aerobic capacity work that still stays within that training block. And then you have some rope climbs to finish up that circuit as well, where you're still continuing to work on that rope climb transitions and long arms, all those good things. Then our actual sport class on the weekend, we're going to be doing max effort Olympic weightlifting. So this is what I call the West Side model. So we have dynamic effort and max effort. So the weekend training class is going to be max effort for a double on the snatch and clean jerk for the next, I think actually just 2 weeks actually. And then we do a double and then a single. And then on Thursday, you have the dynamic effort stuff, which is about moving the barbell as quickly as possible at a lighter load. So we go through a 3-week build of 70, 75, 80% on your builds every 2 minutes of work. where it's about efficiency of movement and quality of movement and speed of movement. Okay, so you have dynamic effort and maximal effort. And then we also have some jumping back squats after on Thursday as well, which is going to be, those are brutal. They're tough. We're going to continue working on our snatch positions as well as our ring hip swings. I think these are one of the things we need to work on primarily. And then we have a strongman circuit of death. It's not going to be that hard, but I like the tournament in the name. So a strongman circuit at the end, which we're going to make up on the weekend, and it can really only be done at the club because we have the space and the equipment, and we're going to be doing it from more of an aerobic capacity perspective, so it'll be a different focus than some of the other things we've done in the past. So that's your week of training for the sport program, and again, if you want, sorry this one got a little bit long, but I'm going to have another one for the group class model as well. So have a good week, team. See you later.